Hello, hello. This is No Skills Required. Alright then. In the topic of today, we're gonna speak about no skills in electronics and no skills in general. This is the channel No Skills Required. As the name says, you don't need no skills to do stuff. In particular, we're gonna talk today about electronics or more. Basically, when I started, I didn't have no skills in electronics. I don't have now in either. But as I go along the way, I did build some skills. I did make some repetition. I'd learned some stuff. I did go in depth. So what I'm trying to say for you guys, you don't need no skills basically to do nothing. You don't need it. You don't have it. Think of it this way. You don't have any skills when you're born. Yeah, you don't know nothing. You don't know how to walk. You don't know how to speak. You don't know nothing. But along the way, you start repeating stuff, doing them over and over and over and over, since the point that after 10 or 15 years doing the same thing over and over, like talking, like walking, you have a skill. But on our topic, on this bare attempt of live stream, because we cannot call this one live streams because of the poor internet speed that we have here in UK. So imagine this way: I'm downloading with 2 megabits per second and I can upload a video with 0.5, so it's quite shit, yeah, believe me. So that's why it's hard, but at least I do have all your comments from the live stream kinda video. The comments, they're gonna stay there as long as they are polite and meaningful and have something to say. The trolls can watch dogs and cats and whatever they please. But here I'm trying to share with you guys how to replicate stuff, how to do it easily. And you're gonna see in the description of this live stream, and as well there should be some cards here appearing. I don't know. Once again, I don't have no skills in live streaming. This is my second attempt, so do not take in count that this thing, it's barely working, so now I can expect this one to go off anytime. But from the experience of last time, at least we have the good audio. You can tell me in the comments below. And I think because I'm using this app, it's called Camera-Fi, it's not gonna show exactly the messages in very lifetime, but I'm gonna see them after the video as well, and I'm gonna reply to all of you guys. So what I want from you to tell me, what. Alright, we have an interaction. Abdul Najib, do you have plans to testing and fault finding? I don't know what you mean. From have the plans in general or just for this stuff, for the live stream? I do know what is the fault in this live stream. It is the poor internet connection, so I cannot do nothing about it, at least now. But I'm planning to do it in a couple of months when I'm gonna have a proper internet connection. But till then, you have to bear with me for a while, because I'm not gonna do these live streams very often. I'm gonna be back to the old videos. But in the meanwhile, this is the chance, like we have it now with Abdul, to interact. So I saw him, he's there, he's gonna show me, barely maybe logging. Show you what is done. At finding the fault in general or in a particular case. If you want to tell me where you're gonna want to find the fault, in what do you have plans to testing and fault finding? If it's about a electronic circuit, there are various stuff to testing it, but in order to proper testing it, you have to be a qualified electrician and do know all the stuff. I did try to make a series of video clips. You can check it, it should be there somewhere. We did started with what is a resistor, and basically how you can find it on a board. What's the sign of the resistor? It's like this. And in electronic circuitry, you can find it like this. And after that you have to know the Ohm's law and whatever is used for. The same for capacitor and so on. I did start to make some videos about how to use the multimeter, the basic stuff like continuity testing, how to measure amps, how to measure voltage in DC and AC circuit. But all this takes time, and as you guys as well, I'm a regular guy. I do have a 9-to-5 job, unfortunately, but we have to survive. And I'm doing these videos in my spare time, wherever I do have time and a little bit free and some ideas, like it was the one with the washing machine motor. We did manage to convert it to make it run on DC, actually one of these 12 volts battery. But after that we need proper tools, proper stuff, like milling, sewing machines, and to make like a viable project. But for you guys, I'm showing you some stuff that it's already verified, is already tested, is working till a point. After that point we have to separate the homemade DIY stuff to the proper thing. Like I showed you in a video a couple of weeks ago, how to make an inverter at home with a built-in breadboard that you can find on Amazon or on eBay. It was very cheap. So take in mind this, if you're gonna buy all the stuff, all the components to assemble it yourself, it's fun. I don't argue there, but it's not cost productive, because you're gonna end up spending more money to buy all the stuff, to assemble them, a soldering iron, soldering paste and all that stuff, and you're gonna have the unpleasant surprise that your schematics that you find on Google or even here on YouTube as well is not gonna work. That's why I do recommend some simulation software, like ElectroDroid is an app for Android and iPhone. It's called ElectroDroid. Maybe some of you know about it, maybe not. ElectroDroid. So this, with the help of this app, you can do simulation, but on the simulation part you have to pay. That's life, unfortunately. But besides that, they have loads of features, like how to find a resistor for an LED, how to put and apply the Ohm's law. You have the pins and pins out for various, like jack, where is the the left and right, the ground and all the stuff. That's why I did started to make these live streams. Kinda, it's more like a radio. I'm hoping the radio is, at least the radio is good. If the video, I know for sure, is crap, at least if you can you are that kind to let me know if the audio is okay, and I will appreciate a thumbs up. Maybe, who knows, my goal for this show is gonna be like 10 thumbs ups and 10 comments. We do have already 2 comments, so thank Abdul for that. We are nearly there. But back to our topic of today, no skills in electronics. I'm telling you that in the description and in the cards as well, you're gonna find that we did manage to make, without skills, an inverter. We did manage to isolate the window. If you don't know what's that, you check it. Basically we did take some bubble wrap and put it on the window with just some water sprayed on it, and I did tested it for 1 year. So that works very well, isolating your windows. So basically the only part in your house, after you're gonna do the whole isolation with the proper stuff, it remains the windows. The glass is there, so we got no isolation. And we managed to find, looking through other YouTube clips and do a little bit search and tested it for myself. If we're gonna put the bubble wrap on the wall with the bubbles facing towards us, it's gonna isolate a little bit that window, so all the heat is not gonna get lost outside. So that's one thing, you know, the inverter. Second thing, doing the inverter is got some design flaws, because when I was thinking about the inverter, I was doing the calculation. All right, so we're putting 2 volts in and we're gonna output to 20, but that's not entirely correct, you know, because this is available and this is applicable just on AC. But when we do our stuff, any inverter excepting the sine waves, you know, sine is like this, most of the inverters are pulsating DC. What that means, basically we have the battery, yeah. So with our inverter, this is just pulsating on and off, on and off, on and off very rapidly, and we're gonna have a series of pulses to make like 220. But I did find out after I did search online, and if one of you guys is there and knows this stuff better than me, or you can Google it, to be able to get 220 volts, we have to have like it's something times 1.3 or whatever. So in order to have this voltage, we're gonna have to pulsate it with 325 volts, something like that. So it's gonna be plus 300 and minus 300, you know, the sine waves, and in between we're gonna have this 220. So what I'm saying, you know, our inverter, and I'm planning to do another inverter soon. I'm gonna plan to step up that thing and try to pulsate it with 220 or 350 volts, you know, to give us that lag of stuff. On the other parts, on the other projects, we're gonna do some stuff more with the washing machine, but it's gonna be a while. We do have some projects. We have some electronics devices to review as well, and I'm gonna show you at the point where it's good to go DIY, homemade, you know, try to build this ourselves, and on the other hand, when it's good to buy it already made, if it's cheap and if it's reliable, of course, and if it's safety, because, you know, safety should be our #1 priority, especially when we are working with AC current, but nonetheless, even with DC, this can be dangerous as well. But that being said, you know, I do have lots of projects, but I'm kind of struggling with time. As you can see now, I did make some time. It's Sunday. I know most of you are doing something else, and I was doing it till now, but I decided to go online and have a chat with you guys and to see what's going on from now on. And if you have a special request, if you want to see something, even if in general, even I don't have the time to actually do it, you can check on the website instructables.com. I did started to make regular projects there as well. I think I do have 28 or 29 already. I'm trying from the best stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna try to put the written instructables on that website. You can find me with NoSkillsRequired N, I think. And I'm gonna put some diagrams, you know, wherever I forgot, or because of the time I cannot put it in the YouTube clip, I'm gonna put it there, you know, how to properly do it. Like this stuff, for example, this is a tiny board. I bought this one from Amazon, and with this one you can make a very easy power supply at home, and a variable one, because this is digital. It's got a display here, so the input can be till 28 volts and the output starting from 0.5 to 24. I'm guessing you have to have something in between. But for small application, for 500 milliamps or so, this one is good. You can test your LED bulbs like I did in the 12 volt protection circuit board. I did use this one as a simulation of the 12 volt battery, how it's gonna behave if we're gonna lower the voltage slowly. And we did use a solar charge controller to make that stuff protecting our battery. You know, this simple stuff, you know, everybody or most of the people, they are overlooking this stuff, you know. I don't know how to do that, could be complicated, and in some cases is complicated, you know, it's more than, but because we are not alone, I'm doing this stuff on one side, you can experiment with stuff, and some others, YouTubers and DIY enthusiasts and whatever, if they are genuine and stuff, they're gonna share the findings. If it's too good to be true, maybe they're gonna make some money out of it, or maybe, I don't know. But wherever I'm gonna discover is gonna be free on this channel, and I don't want you to think if you see those ads, you know, starting the video and stuff. From those ads, I'm not making that money, you know, to be self-sufficient and stuff. That's a small amount, I don't argue with you there. There is some money involved, but not for this kind of size of channel. Take in mind that I do have nearly 7,000 subscribers, you know, so this is a small channel comparing to PewDiePie or whatever. It's got 54 millions now or whatever. That's huge. He's making a lot of money. But when with this channel, and I did monetize it kind of late, I see roughly 60-70 bucks a month if I'm lucky, you know. And if you think with that money you can live, you're wrong. Here in UK, the life is very expensive and you're not gonna be able to sustain not even the rent. Not taking into mind, you know, the lights, the camera, the all this stuff, you know. This one was like £3 and so on. So yeah, but that's my private side, you know, so I don't think nobody are interested in that stuff. But being back to our project, as I told you about NoSkills, yeah, that's why I did have in mind when I did start this YouTube channel, you know, because NoSkills can be applied to everything, even in general, even in life, even in, think it this way, you don't have skills when you started, even when you start the college, primary school, you have your driving license, you don't have no skills into driving. You think you have, you know all the theoretical stuff, but believe me, because I was the same, when you're gonna go outside on the road on your own without a driving instructor, you're gonna shit your pants, man. Believe me, I was there, I was fucking scared as fuck. I didn't know what means the red color of the traffic light and so on. So that's why I'm here for you guys, you know. I'm gonna try to walk you through the electronics, most of it, and if we're gonna have time and you find it interesting and it's not gonna affect too much the channel, I'm gonna put some live stuff as well, how to DIY, homemade, you know, related about health problems. Like I do have a funny video, kind of funny, about the toothache pain, you know, the pain of the tooth. When I did make a homemade remedy, basically I did stir some water with salt and I was using it as a mouthwash. Yeah, so in some cases that works. It worked for me till a point. And like the one with the bubble wrap and so on. I do have now a thing that I did tested. There is a pill for hemorrhoids, wherever you know, everybody that has that disease, kind of that inflammation. I did test it. There is a pill, you have to introduce it, you know, into your butt, but is gonna relieve the pain, I think, after the second application or third or so on. but I have to think it in a way that I'm gonna introduce that project, to not affect the electronic stuff, because YouTube is a very complicated algorithm. I studied for a couple of years and is very tricky, believe me. A small thing, a small adjustment, it can mess your account and all your searches. But in the meanwhile, most of it is gonna be about electronics, what I use, what I recommend, in some cases how to do it, how to improve the stuff. Like this one, take this one for example. When I saw this is a crappy charger, USB one, doesn't say much to you, but if I'm looking it close, it's gonna output 5 volts and 1.2 amps. Already I do see 2 or 3 projects with this one. Like I saw some guys doing a small inverter. Basically inside there is a small transformer, and they're gonna reverse it to not step down for 5 volts, to step it up and get like 220 volts. A small amount of voltage, but nonetheless. Then a voltage regulator. Out of it, easy, you can make and recover some parts, and 2 or 3 projects you can make out of this small device, which is cheap and affordable, and most of you guys have it. Once again, I do like to apologize for the quality of the video. This one is more like a radio live radio than a live stream, because it's that bad because of the internet connection. But I hope at least the sound is good, and if you can tell me in the comments below if the sound is alright, I will appreciate that. And as well, you can leave your comments for the future projects. What do you want to see? Where exactly you are situated in the world, to adjust my timesheet and to know where to publish the videos for you guys to have the best impact, to see it. So I don't know, I think this channel can have the opportunity to grow, but it's hard. Imagine that I did start this channel 2 years ago. I wasn't that consistent, I gave you that, and I did put some shit content as well, but it is what it is. You don't know until you're gonna try it, so because we're not communicating, you don't tell me what you want to see. And in general, not these 6 guys that are watching now, so big thumbs up for you guys. Thanks for bearing me and listen to my mambo jumbo and stuff. I appreciate that you are there. I don't know who you are, I cannot see it, but I know, and I'm seeing you over here. You are there, 6 of you guys watching my show, and I appreciate it. It's not gonna be that long. We are now like 22 minutes, and the battery is gonna go very low soon enough, so bear with me again 10-15 minutes or whatever. Let's go back to the NoSkillsRequired live stream of today. Besides the fact that it's crap, I'm using the Camera Fi Live application on my mobile phone. I'm shooting this live stream with the Samsung Galaxy Grand Duo. It's a 1.5 old phone, so not that good. The internet, I told you, the speed is very slow. And besides that, to do a similar live stream to this one, you don't need no skills, just a phone, an internet connection, and this free Camera Fi application. That's it. There are some others new application, even YouTube has one, but I'm not there to take it, so we have to have 10,000 subscribers, which at the moment we are just 7,000. But doesn't matter, we can do these live streams with this one. So we did see this guy, this Abdul guy, who did put a comment, so that means that this app is working in some ranges, and with a better Wi-Fi connection, internet, we can do as well. I'm planning to do some live, homemade DIY stuff, how I'm gonna show you exactly how to do some stuff, but in order to do that, we're gonna have to move to another provider and get a better internet connection. In the meanwhile, we're gonna start posting regularly. 2 or 3 videos a week, and at the end of the week maybe we're gonna make a ritual out of it. Every Sunday we're gonna make this radio live stream, and I'm gonna answer all of your question that's gonna build up to the week. So as well, if you wanna put some comments down below, where are you from, what's your hour now, and to see, maybe I'm gonna make a schedule for everybody to see this live chat on Sunday, on Saturday maybe. I don't know, it's up to you guys. Now in UK it's the time is nearly 8 o'clock in the night, in the afternoon, so I can stay till wherever 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and that is no problem for me when I'm not working, to do these live events for you guys, you know, and maybe to answer some question. Like today I did have a guy which was asking me for how to regulate the voltage for to charging our phones. For this thing you have two choices. One is to buy a voltage regulator, and the other one to buy a DC to DC buck converter is called, and is variable, and you're gonna have to tweak that small blue potentiometer there to adjust your proper voltage. But nonetheless, we have the board. I'm gonna do a special video for that one as well. And a couple of days back, it was a guy was asking me to make basically a voltage stabilizer for AC mains. I did do some research about that, but it's kind of tricky to do it. I don't know how to make some manual stuff, but it needs more experimenting and so on. So I don't know what to show you in the morning. Did you know that if you have an old iron, soldering iron, you know, the cheap one, the crappy one, did you know that inside that thing there is a nichrome wire? You know, basically the wire that is in the tip. With that one, if you're gonna remove it from the soldering iron after it's not working and apply some current to it, you can make a foam cutter, a hot foam cutter, very easy, with just that kind of wire and stuff. And this kind of stuff I'm gonna present here, like I do have this tiny thing here. Look, like this one. This one is a mini hot air gun. Yeah, I did bought this one in the I was hoping actually when I bought it to be able to desolder some stuff is gonna have like a hot air, but it's working just a little bit. It's not working all the way through, and it's quite hard and difficult to desolder some components. But if you don't have something else, this one will do the job. Let's say 80% is messy and stuff. So this one is a hot air gun, 230 volts, 50 hertz and 300 watts. So because this one, it wasn't that powerful, I'm guessing that you're gonna need more than 300 watts to be able to make a desoldering station, like they call, you know, desoldering special. But they are kind of expensive, and I don't know, maybe we're gonna have one in the future, you never know. But in the meanwhile, we're gonna have to adjust to whatever we have on hand and whatever we can afford to buy, and we are hoping for the best, you know. But I would like to share with you guys, you know, this thought. From nothing you cannot do nothing, you know. From actually zero you cannot do nothing, but with little you can do great stuff. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, you know. It goes deeper than this broadcast and stuff. What I'm trying to say is, without having nothing, at least some knowledge about what are you doing, you're gonna end up just watching some clips, and if you're lucky, you're gonna replicate that, but without improve them, without doing that according to your needs, and without knowing how the stuff that works, and when the unfortunate event is gonna happen, that thing is gonna break, you ain't gonna know how to repair it and so on. So this is I'm trying to do here, because I'm not trying to do just general things, you know, I'm trying to do stuff that can be replicated and you can take advantage of it and use it on your own purpose, you know. And maybe, you know, maybe you're gonna appreciate it one day and you're gonna let me know. I do have another device for you guys. If you don't know what this one is, or if you don't know, it's called charge adapter. It's working from 3.5 volts to 7 volts and from 0 to 3 amps. It's kind of overrated, but this one is very useful when you are trying to measure a USB device, like a phone, like a USB light and so on. This one on the display here is going to show you how much power is consuming from that thing. And as a preview for you guys, for the 3 guys now that are still watching this show, I'm gonna show you how to make a 10,000 milliamps power bank or even more, how to use your car battery as a power bank. And yesterday or the day before I had a video about how to protect it to not over discharge the battery, and some stuff about solar panels, solar chargers, and as well we're gonna look about some devices with relays related to not overcharge the battery and destroy it in the process, you know, and some other stuff. If you are kind enough to leave the message below with your request, I'm gonna reply to all the messages, as I do for 2 years now. And if we can make it, you're gonna see it live on the show or in a video clip as well, depending. It's up to many stuff that to make it. But if I'm not gonna be able to do it, maybe I'm gonna put instructable, a PDF file on how to do it, or I'm gonna recommend for you what's the best electronical device already made out there and able to solve your problem, you know. So till now I do have some requests from you guys, and I'm gonna try to see how and when we're gonna be able to make those stuff. But in the meanwhile, I think you find this show interesting, and if you have some questions, put it here. Even later on I'm gonna reply to all of them later. Or what I do want to know from these 4 guys that are here, big thumbs up for you guys, if the audio is alright, you know, the audio quality is alright, at least that. If you are kind enough to leave a message below, tell me yes or no, or audio bad, or do something else, no skill man, this kind of stuff, you know. This is the importance of, you know, no skills. When you have no skills, you can do anything, because you're not restricted by the stuff that you already learned in the past or whatever. You got no skills, it's dive in and start learning it, doing it, and whatever. We're gonna do as well some project related by this lithium-ion batteries, 18650s. This one apparently is 1200 milliamps. All right, Abdul, you're the best, man. You're here from the beginning, so audio is good. The video is I know it's kind of crappy, but I'm gonna, I don't know, on YouTube you don't have this opportunity or this possibility excuse me, to make a radio online, but I did find some websites as well where you can live stream as a radio, you know, 24/7. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but at least there is some live comments and stuff, and I can teach you some stuff that I did came across, and I did learn it doing it the hard way, you know, so I'm trying to make the stuff easy for you guys, you know, to if you need something to do it and I know how to do it, we're gonna do it together, and that's it. It's gonna fix your problem. From there we're gonna move on and so on. And you know, battery related stuff, electronics and so on. I do have a video how to make a thermoelectric generator. I don't know if you saw it or not. There is basically a stuff with a candle. Put it there, you light the candle, and after a couple of minutes that light and those devices inside, they're gonna produce electricity. It's a small amount of electricity, but is able to light a small LED and light a room, you know, better than a candle, let's say, on this way. And I think on my future live stream, if it's gonna be the case, and if not that many people is gonna be upset of the video quality, I'm gonna do a live demonstration of that thermoelectric generator, when I'm gonna show you exactly the parts that you need to buy. It's kind of expensive, some of them, but some of them is cheap. You can reuse them in other projects, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Here at No Skills Required, I always surprise people. I surprise myself sometimes, but at the end of the day, I think, and I would like to think, that people are learning some stuff even on this way, you know, on the rough way, kind of, because I'm no teacher, you know, I don't have no background on teaching. I do have some knowledge, a couple of years in electronics. I didn't go to college, don't get me wrong, I didn't graduate, but that's other story. But I think for any of you guys out there, you know, at least a minimum knowledge of electronics and how the stuff surrounding us are working, like these batteries, you know, if you don't know how to charge it and discharge it properly, this battery can save your computer, can save your apparatus, and in case of total emergency like an avalanche, or you don't have the power from the main distributor, this one can light your room, power up your Wi-Fi router and so on for a period of time. And some other stuff, you know, like hand crank generators, and I do try to make the stuff easy, appealing and useful as I can, you know, but in the meanwhile I have to learn as well alongside you guys, you know, because I don't know everything. I just have some ideas, lots of imagination, not enough money, unfortunately, but we're gonna try to make it as we go and do very interesting stuff as we go. All right, that was the live stream basically of today, and tell me what you think, leave the comments below, go out to my other videos, stay in touch. Thank you, Abdul, for all your comments, and see you on the next Sunday, maybe the same hour, you never know. Thanks all for watching. No Skills Required out. Thank you guys. Yeah.